Alright guys, today we're going to be talking about thrusters and chest to bar pull-ups because that's all you're going to be doing in 12.5, which is coming up tomorrow. So first we're going to talk about the thruster, and Daren's going to demonstrate that for us. First he's just going to show us a proper thruster, then we're going to kind of discuss all the little elements that go into it. So first thing you want to notice is that his elbows are up high, and they're up high enough that the bar is going to be sitting on his shoulders. So he's not just holding that bar on his wrists. His wrists are back and it's sitting on his shoulders. So as he squats down, that bar stays on his shoulders, his elbows stay up, and his weight stays in the heels the entire time. When he drives it up, he stands up hard enough that that power is transferred through his legs, through his shoulders, and up into that bar. So a problem that we can see is if he drops his elbows down, his back's going to round, all his weight's going to go forward, and then when he tries to stand it up, that bar is off of his shoulders, and so whenever he tries to drive his legs, it's just going to be pushing his arms down. So you need to make sure you keep those elbows up high enough that the power will transfer straight through your shoulders and into that bar. As he extends that bar overhead, he's really going to make sure he gets that head through to get the bar locked out. I can see a straight line from the bar, through his arms, through his shoulders, through the hips, all the way down through his heels to the ground. So that's how you know you've got that complete rep. We don't want to see anybody trying to lean back and press it out. He's really going to round that lower back out and potentially injure that lower back. Last thing, really think about in that last probably third of the thruster as you're standing that bar up, you really want to be explosive with that power and try to drive that bar. So that was really good. You don't want to just try to front squat it and then end up pressing it out at the top, because that's going to waste a ton more energy and it's going to be a lot more difficult. All right? All right, guys, so chest to bar pull-ups. So that's probably the main thing that's hanging all of you guys up right now. How am I going to get my chest to the bar? What do I have to do to make that happen? When you go into chest to bar pull-ups, a lot of people immediately start to think about manipulating the body to make that happen. Okay, so they're thinking that you got to pull your chest up, you want to extend more, thinking about maybe getting more horizontal instead of vertical as you come up to the bar. But really all we want to do is extend the range of motion of movement. All right, so when you're going through a pull-up, if we take this bar and imagine that now we're going to move the bar instead of ourselves, we start in that hanging out position, hollow as you go through that kip. When you come up in a normal pull-up, we're just getting that chin over the bar, elbows are kind of just right underneath my wrist, and we come right back out of it. For a chest to bar pull-up, instead of modifying our body and getting this huge arch going and messing up our chin and our midline stabilization and everything, trying to get that chest to the bar, you see that even though I've manipulated my body, not a whole lot has happened. All right? So instead what we want to think about is going from this pull to extending that range of motion, pulling those elbows back, and getting that chest now to the bar, or actually thinking about pulling the bar to your chest. Okay, we want to keep those shoulders back. You want to keep that head position the same, because as soon as you bring your head back, it's going to pull that torso out, it's going to pull those hips out. You're going to get a real weird line going along your body, so keep that chin in line. We want to go from that open position here, pulling it through, just pull those elbows back, and you can see I can easily make contact here, right? So now we want to think about like a row, pulling that bar into the chest, and then kipping back out of it. Keep those shoulders back, pull back with your elbows. Okay, so what does this feel like on a bar? First thing you can do is set up a lower bar where your feet are on the ground so that you can play with it, okay? So we're gonna go with that same grip as we would for a pull-up. We're gonna start down here, we're gonna work that kip up like a normal pull-up, and then we're gonna go with those elbows back and feel that position here where you're assisting with those legs, but we're going through that same kipping motion, going through it, getting that pull up to the top, okay? Now, you guys are gonna have different mobilities. Some of you are gonna be able to pull and get that bar up here without your shoulders coming forward a whole lot. Some of you guys are gonna be pulling all the way to your sternum like I am, just because I don't have a ton of flexibility in my elbows and shoulders. Either way, we're getting that chest to the bar no matter where we make contact. Okay, so as soon as we go now to a high bar, we start here, we've got our normal pull-up where we just get that chin over the bar, and as we start thinking about pulling those elbows back, that movement just comes a little longer. Okay, we're not changing our body position a lot, we're just pulling back with those elbows, making that contact right at the chest. All right guys, so stay in that nice long line, get that elbow from here back. Those chest bar pull-ups will be easy. Good luck, guys.